We make $0 to recruit somebody. The only time that recruit puts dollars in our pocket is if we teach them to do what?
Sell a membership.
Protect the family with our service. Okay? And I want you guys to grasp that, to understand that. It's the reason that when I got started, because I came full time, it's the reason that I went to the group market, because I recognized right away, while it may be beneficial long-term, big dollars to have an organization, I needed to pay my mortgage that month.
That's right.
You guys with me? Yeah. So I migrated to the group side because that's what had to happen, right? I needed to get there. And you know, our business is so simple to figure. You know, somebody will say, because I'm commissioned, right? We are commissioned. You guys know that, right?
Yep.
Somebody will say to me, man, I don't know, how you can live not knowing how much money you're going to make. I say to them, I don't know how you can live knowing how much you are. Think about that one, right? I don't want to be determined on, no matter what, how hard I work or what I do, this is what I'm going to get paid, right? I've been on that side of the coin. Where, oh yeah, they're going to give you a big salary, man, you're making $60,000 a year in a salary, whatever, but now all of a sudden, you're working 80 hours a week. If you work 100 one week, it doesn't matter, you're still making $60,000. So here, you can determine what you want to do. And that's where I was. I was in a situation where I had to make it work. Somebody messaged me on Facebook just the other day. Lady I didn't even know, she was from Utah, sent me a Facebook message and said something like, hey, you don't know me, but I'm fairly new with Legal Shield. I'm kind of just doing a survey from people. It seems like you've had some success here, and I'm wondering what you would attribute your success to. And I had to put some real thought into that. But here's what it came down to. It was two things. Number one is, I made a real true decision that this is what I was going to do. Right? It was a real decision. The second thing of that, the second part of that is, there was never another option for me. Right? And what do I mean by that? I never thought one time, maybe I should just go get a job. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. If you can imagine, I shared this last night, and I'll share it today with you. My wife, when I actually lost my job twice in 2 years. The second time was May of '02. When I lost it the second time, I was already involved with Legal Shield, but not actively working it. I had gone and got another job, and so I lost my job the second time. At the time, my wife was more than a little bit pregnant. That was May of '02. My daughter was born in August of '02, to let you know, okay? I had been promising my wife for the 5 years we were together prior to that if and when we ever had a child, she would no longer have to go to work. So my daughter was born, I lost my job, I'm doing Legal Shield again now. My wife's working, she has the baby, she takes 6 weeks maternity leave. She comes to me the night before she's got to go back to work and goes, well, I guess I'm going to go back to work tomorrow. And I could hear it in her voice. I could hear in her voice that our plan is not going to come together. And I just looked at her and I said, you have to go to work one day in order to carry your benefits from here, right? And she said, yeah. I said, so go in there tomorrow and work your full day, and at 5 o'clock tell them you quit. She looked at me and she said, what? How are we going to do that? And here's what I said to her, and it's my favorite thing in the world to say, is I don't know, but we'll figure it out. And ladies and gentlemen, that's commitment, right? I was committed to the process. Now, don't get me wrong, that year was not easy, right? Our daughter was born in August. We went from making $60,000 a year. She was in insurance. She was making $30,000, $40,000 a year. So we were making 6 figures or close to it every year. And now we're making like $1,000 a month with Legal Shield. You can imagine how that affects your budget. It went to the point like we got into that winter. They turned our heat off in the house. I got a brand new baby in the house, no heat. Fighting the repo guy out of the front yard, begging him to leave the car. Mortgage companies calling. Right? We were going through all that. Literally, no kidding, I'm not exaggerating. I wish my wife was here to attest to it. But all the money I made was going to formula and diapers. I mean, if you got kids, you know, babies are expensive, right? So I was born buying formula and diapers, and that's where all my money was going. For 6 months of our life, no kidding, my wife and I ate nothing but grilled cheese sandwiches. True. If we had a really good week, I might go buy some tomato soup or a pack of bologna or something, right? But here's what we did. All through that, my Platinums, the Amelias, if you know who they are,
Yes.
told me a story one time that said when they were building their business and going through the struggles and the trials and the tribulations, which, by the way, guys, don't be hating on those in your life because you need them. Okay? You have to have them.
Yes.
You can't enjoy the successes without the losses. You can't determine good without bad. It's just the way it is. So they told me that when they were building their business, every time things got tough, they just looked at each other, Mike and Steve Mealy, the brothers, and they just said, you know, it's going to be a great story one day. It's gonna be. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing here today because me and my wife going through those struggles, doing everything that we had to do, because I knew twice in 2 years somebody took my income away from me. I didn't have any control over that. I knew I had to do something different. I knew there had to be another way. And I knew I had to commit to the process in order to get there. And we would just look at each other and go, you know what? It's going to be a great story one day. And Charleston, I'm standing in front of you today telling you, yeah. I want you to know that you're not anywhere, nobody in this room, you're not anywhere that I haven't already been. Here's the good news. It's temporary.
That's right.
Okay? Broke is temporary, poor is forever. None of you are poor. You might be broke, but you're not poor.
That's right.
Okay? Poor is forever, broke is temporary.